Hi, I am Dana from Our Mother's Crystals, and I am so happy to be here and share this sacred testimony with all of you.
Welcome, Dana. Thank you for giving me your time today. What was going on in your life when we began working together?
I was really in a place in my life, I would say turmoil and just unhappiness. I was working at a job and it was a location and a space that just did not energetically match me. And I was very uncomfortable there all the time. And I was just so unhappy with my job. And I think that in turn made the rest of my life somewhat unhappy. And I was hurt, I was depressed, I was angry. I think I was all the emotions that you could possibly be at that time in my life, and needed guidance. I needed something to snap me out of this just unbearable existence that I had myself in at that time. And that's when I reached out to you, and my gosh, you were able to serve me in the best way possible. I'm so grateful.
Well, it has certainly been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Certainly. And yes, we can get stuck in that place and
Yes.
need a map and compass to guide us out. So my next question would be, what was the experience, if you were sharing with others, like with the programs that I offer and working with me one-on-one?
I've done a lot of programs with you. And at this point, I'm just like, I don't even remember where I began, and I've enjoyed every single step of the way. There's never been a moment with you that I did not enjoy. I think that the first 12-week program really,
shamanic approach.
the shamanic approach. Yes. Thank you. That set me up for an everyday way of living in a shamanic way to help support me emotionally, physically, spiritually. And I think all of those things do have to come together in order to make positive changes in your life. I have been so changed as a human being and as a soul, I would say, to make that just a condensed version of what I am now versus what I was. Working with you in the shamanic approach opened my eyes and just my being to everything has energy. We are all connected. Everything is happening for me and not against me. And you helped me to, I wouldn't say just manipulate energy and how to work with it, but you gave me a broader view on everything. And I'm not just talking about like personal things in my life. I'm talking about the world. And it's honestly, it's mind blowing. Like every step of that 12-week process was completely mind blowing to me. And it gave me, this might sound a little weird, but it gave me a purpose. Like having you to meet with on a weekly basis, it was the one thing I would look forward to every week. It was the one thing in my life at that time that really made me happy, and it brought joy back into my life. And I always felt so good after our sessions. And I love learning. So I was able to learn something extraordinary every single week with you. And I'm going to just use taking a shamanic journey as an example. It has now become a practice of mine when I need it, that it's a way that I can connect with spirit and get answers that I need from, like, get guidance, get direction. Yeah. I am so grateful for just that one portion of the shamanic approach. I would pay all the money just for learning how to shamanic journey. Yeah. And I can say that I am now better equipped to walk around in my daily life with a more positive vibration. I'm not saying I do that every day. We all know the duality of life, but we're human. We're human. But I'm equipped to know and be aware of when that happens and how to pivot and how to change things in my life for the better. I can say that I walk around now on a daily basis a more happy individual. I can say that going through all the the programs with you, there are instances in my life where I now know how to respond instead of react. That's only going to benefit me in the end. Can I give an example?
Please. Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to remember this, but this one always sticks out in my mind. So I was actually on my way driving to see Angela for a session, and I got a flat tire. Just all of a sudden got a flat tire. And I was like, well, okay, I got a flat tire. I'm just going to turn around and find the nearest tire shop. Lo and behold, I was right down the street from one, and I was able to swing in there and get my tire changed. Obviously, I had to cancel my session with you. But the way that differed in my life when I was going through my sessions with you versus what I would have acted like
I get
if that would have happened previous, I would have been freaking out. I probably would have been crying. I probably would have been, oh, woe is me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Why
everything.
me?
Yeah, why me? Everything's always happening to me. But no, I was just super calm, cool, collected. And I was able to navigate that in a much better way that served me and also served all the other people that I interacted with at that time. Because I know, like, when I'm upset versus when in the past, when I was get upset about something like that, I might have treated the people at the desk at the tire place a lot different than I would have with this. You know, going through this process and being the person I am now, learning how to navigate these challenges that can come up in life. Now, this is just a minor episode that happened, but it's just a little detail on how when you start incorporating all of these practices into your life, it really goes to show how your entire world changes for the better. And you are more equipped to respond with love, to keep your cool. And what would Spirit do? Spirit, what are you trying to teach me? You know, what is the invitation here? You know, for me to progress as a soul and a human being.
Right.
So to sum it up, I always say this, and you're going to smile, you're probably going to laugh. You've changed my world. You have changed my entire world. Like, I can't imagine now my life without you. I can't imagine staying in the place that I was in anymore. I would never ever want that for myself or anyone else. I am so grateful for you opening my eyes, my mind, all my senses to what a beautiful life we are actually living on this planet. Like, we came here for a reason and we came to enjoy it. And you honestly, you taught me how to enjoy life by incorporating all of these shamanic ways into my life that I would never have even been able to acquire, let's say acquired it on my own at some point. But I needed your guidance. I needed your support. Having you as my support system, like if something came up in my life, let's just say I had a run-in with somebody at work, right? And it made me feel a certain way. You always have the ability to make me see it in a different perspective, in a shamanic perspective, in a different light, things that I would never have thought of before. And for that, I am so grateful for that ongoing support that you offer with your programs for when things like this do come up. And you're like, how do I deal with this in a shamanic way? How do I deal with this in a spiritual way? Because we're not equipped. We're not taught this in school. Like, I feel like what you teach should be taught in school.
I agree. We're many generations removed from the teachings, and that is why I do what I do. Absolutely. Because it does, just as you were saying, your energy affecting those you came in contact with, it also affects the trees, the collective, the collective, right? And being aware of that. And it's empowering to be able to stay in your personal power instead of surrendering it to every incident that comes up.
And that is so true, because I realized how much I surrendered my power on a daily basis to anything and everyone. And you know, it's one of those things where you think it's everyone else's fault, that you're feeling a certain way, it always comes back to you.
Yes.
And you are just so sufficient in teaching us things. It could be a ritual, it could be a ceremony of some sort, things to do, to put into place on a daily basis, living an everyday modern life, but doing it in a shamanic way that really helps to support our well-being for the greater good, for the greater whole well-being.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I could gush over you.
I love you so much, and I feel the same about you. I could gush on and on about you.
You're so sweet.
Thank you so much for your time and sharing with me and with others. And Dana is very modest, but she is the founder, creator, owner of Our Mother's Crystals. So check them out on Instagram. Yes, absolutely.
And I have to say, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have to say before I forget that you were the person in my life at that time that assisted in all of this happening with spirit. I don't feel that I would have what I have today without your guidance.
Well, it's been amazing to watch you manifest and co-create and continue to dream the new dream and continue to expand and grow. Yeah.
I am so proud of everything that you have created and what you're doing for just everyone.
Thank you. I feel the same. I'm so excited and proud of you too, my dear. Thank you. I love you.
And I love you too.
Keep spreading your magic.